what she did. Like said that she was drugged or something from the tooth being pulled, and that's why she did what she did. I'm sure that's what her defense is going to use as an excuse.
Some type of like emergency dental clinic or walk-in dental clinic, and she gets a tooth pulled. These are some pictures, selfies she took of herself in the dentist chair, and you can see the side of her mouth on the left side there, I think is kind of swollen. She sent these to Daniel, Young, and Danny, who was sitting out in the waiting room waiting for her. And so after this, they do not go back to work. They go home. And the rest of the waking hours of the day are pretty normal. They get some lunch. They relax. Her mouth is bothering her. She's tired. She's sore. And eventually at about 4:30 in the afternoon, they go and they pick up the 3 kids from the babysitter from the shelf, and they bring them home. So at that point, Danny, the defendant, and the 3 kids are in the house. Now Paul, he worked at the same warehouse, but he worked a later shift, and you'll hear what it is. It's something like 2 p.m. to late at night, around 10 or so. That was Paul's shift. So same place, different shift. So he's not there in the afternoon. Now they're there, they do dinner, they do bath time, they put the kids down. Quinton in his pack and play. I think you'll hear testimony or a statement from the defendant that Sky, the infant, slept on that couch that we looked at, and Zane in a race car bed. And I think it'll be undisputed, I expect it'll be undisputed that, at around 10 p.m., Quinton is fine. He's just in his crib, in his pack and play for bedtime, okay? And what happens at this point sets off a chain of events that goes over the next couple hours and results in tragedy. And that is that the defendant and Daniel have yet another argument about how he's treating her. This is sometime a little after 10 p.m. And that this is something she told to detectives eventually in some of her interviews. About how he doesn't want her, he doesn't want to touch her, he's not feeling desire for her like he used to. And we've already talked about this is a major trigger for her. This is the biggest emotional issue going on in her life, and it's significant. It drove her to the brink in the video that you've watched. This is not a minor thing for her. And so she leaves the house after 10 p.m. on the first of 2 trips that you'll hear a lot about in this trial, and that she didn't really want to talk about, at least truthfully, with investigators. And that first trip is to the drug dealer. She says that she left so that things wouldn't escalate between her and Danny. She was upset, that's her word. So it wouldn't escalate. The first place she goes is this Circle K.
I remember that.
And I should have pointed out that you can see her getting out of the car. That's at 10:29 p.m. So about 10:30. I'll back up and you can...
Right before she's about to do the most
you
horrible
can see her
thing a
getting out
mother could do.
of her Dodge Journey with a blanket wrapped around her shoulders. She's not in a good state. Anyway, 10:30, she goes into the Circle K. She buys a couple of convenience store items. And then she texts Danny. He's got her saved in his phone as Lanny Baby. She texts him, I'm going to run to 204, I guess. That's at 10:32. Immediately after she leaves the Circle K. She might still be in the parking lot for all now. And 204 is an area you'll hear about in this case. It's sort of it's shorthand for our drug dealer. I'm going to run to our drug dealer. This is Highway 204. This is what this is around.
Good night, Ashley. Have a good night.